Daniel Finlayson. We're farming in Nahanapuri in the Waikato on the banks of the Waipa River. Obviously, with being on the banks of the Waipa River, we've got responsibilities around water quality and water management. So our main mitigations have been around using appropriate land use in appropriate areas. So we have obviously fenced our waterways, fenced off our gully systems, and target specific soil types for specific uses, so cropping our higher quality soils. Planting our waterways started with exotics, and our more recent plantings have been in natives. We've moved from full cultivation, plough and power harrow, to strip till to improve soil quality, soil structure through the winter, so we get less soil damage out of our livestock operation that we run through the winter. How that program impacts the economics of what we do. In the soil types which are heavier, we have a lower maize yields, you have more soil damage. Our gross margins per hectare is actually higher out of a productive livestock operation. So we've made the choice to take some wet areas and leave them permanently in pasture because actually we get a higher return out of that. Our main strategy essentially is the most appropriate land use and the most appropriate enterprise on that soil type. So it's been a journey figuring out what to do, what the right approaches are. We've lent on various people along the way. We did our farm environment plan about 3 years ago, which was an excellent exercise. We also went through the process of doing our freshwater farm plan, which sort of sharpened the focus and really drilled down into critical source areas and helped us understand them. We've also got a catchment group going for the local farmers, which is just helping bring those resources together and understand what impact our actions have and what we can do going forward.
I'm Abie Horrocks, environmental researcher at Foundation for Arable Research. So with critical source areas, thinking about trying to keep the soil, nutrients and sediment on your paddock and stopping it from getting into the waterways, it just makes good sense for all sectors, but especially arable, which have got such high value cropping soils. Critical source areas are those areas that are most at risk for that soil and sediments to reach a pathway and get to a waterway. If you think about it, when there's high rainfall events, it's where those flow paths will intercept with the water bodies. Typically it might be riparian areas or slopes. On cropping farms there can be ephemeral flow paths or compacted tracks where you can get those runoff flow paths going over those compacted areas and getting to areas where they can reach the water. So the majority of the losses can come from a minority of the farm. So really thinking about doing those risk assessments so you can identify where those critical source areas are, and that means you can focus your attention on those areas to really mitigate the losses. So this project, we realised that there's a lack of information for the cropping sector. A lot of the critical source area support is for the pastoral sectors. Cropping rotations are really diverse, and so are the issues and so are the solutions. So the MPI Accelerator Fund project is really focused on developing some guidelines to help cropping farmers identify those risks and match the right mitigation to the risk. Getting started can be the hardest part, and so part of these guidelines that will come out of this project is really encouraging growers to take the time to get out there and see where is the water flowing on their farm, take the time to think about what might be the best solution. Having the case studies with the farmer to farmer learning will be a pathway to give some ideas about where to get started and what some really good, effective, cost-effective mitigations might be. One great tip is just to get out there when it's raining and actually looking to see how is water moving across your farm. Where may be intercepting with the water bodies. That's where you need to come in with your mitigations to make sure that the water doesn't go to where you don't want it to go. So Daniel is a great example of a farmer who is working with the here and now, taking one step at a time, doing what he can afford. But at the same time, he also has a bigger plan and he has some aspirational goals that he's working towards.